It's official. Week one of Arizona high school, big school football is in the books. The season has begun. We're in the thick of it. Welcome into Bleacher Talk. I'm Claudia Collins alongside Jordan Spurgeon. And as you can see, we're absolutely thrilled that we get to talk about live football every single week now. So, Spurge, you and I both got out to games this last week. We'll do a little bit of a recap. If you guys don't know, Spurge does a really nice job recapping several games on Friday night from across the state. So, something that we kind of predicted right off the bat, Basha, Liberty, they both look good. They both had big opening wins. What do you like about this prediction that you made very early on that they would be our open division championship teams?
Well, we both made that prediction. You're leaning in Basha to win it. I'm leaning on Liberty to win it and three-peat this year. And so, yeah, both teams looked exactly how we thought they would look, throughout the season already in week one. And you're never going to overreact, but Liberty has basically blown out everybody in Arizona for 2 straight years. And Basha, with all the talent that they have all over the field, the names that we do know and the names that people don't know yet, all showed out against Brophy Prep on Thursday night. So, no surprise to see them have big wins. I don't expect to see many close games. This week, Basha, we'll talk about it later. They're going to welcome an out-of-state powerhouse, and that could be a close game. But as far as games against other teams in the state of Arizona, I don't expect too many to be close with these two. It might be one of those seasons where they're just chugging along, and we saw no different in week one.
And one thing that you did in your notebook, which I like and I want to talk about, was kind of okay, we've got our one and two. Who's our three? Personally, I still don't want to count Brophy out of this. Last week I had them as a dark horse to win it. I don't think this loss, it's the first game of the season. There's a lot of hype around the game. I don't think this first loss sets the tone at all for the season that they have the potential to have because they showed a lot of potential. And I think there were a lot of really great moments. And it's just, I mean, you're opening against Basha. That's about as hard as it gets, toss up between Liberty, depending on if you're talking to me or Spurge, both the two toughest opponents. So I don't want to count Brophy out of it, but you also mentioned Hamilton, which Eliav went out to go to that game.
Yeah, just talking to Eliov and looking at the game and watching things back a little bit on late Friday night and Saturday. Hamilton, they've kind of been forgotten about. For a while, Chandler School District was the cream of the crop. It was always Chandler and Hamilton at the top of the open division. In the last couple of years, we've seen a resurgence on the west side, and obviously Bash has become the team in the East Valley. But Travis Dixon and his staff, they've been doing a really good job bringing in talent and bringing in young talent. Two guys that I think that we need to watch all year long are sophomore quarterback Jack Scully and sophomore receiver Roy Oliver. I mean, they had great connection. Oliver, 146 yards, 2 touchdowns, 20 of 25 passing, 372 yards for Scully. I mean, that's incredible to see young players do that to an ALA Queen Creek team who last year I thought was a really good team that honestly could have won the open division. Had things fallen their way at the end, they could have won the open division. I think they're still an open division team. So, and Hamilton blew them out the water. You never want to overreact to week one, but I'm very high on Hamilton. So they might be that team that in third place, depending how the bracket plays out, they could find themselves in the championship.
All right, and last thing for me, I'm not quite throwing them in that third place position yet, but I went out to Williams Field last week hosting Corona del Sol, and I went out there specifically to watch their O-line. Best in the state. I think I mean, just if you look at like pure stature, these guys look like they already started college. These are some big dudes. So I went out there, learned about the leadership of the team, and their goal is clear. They want to be in the open, they want to win the open. Do I think they could be that three? Maybe. I want to see a few more games. I think CDS was kind of, they're still finding their identity. So I kind of expected a big win against the Aztecs. I want to see a few more games before I officially throw them in the ring for number three. But here's a little bit more on the O line for the Blackhawks.
I think honestly, it's just how much like the dedication that we've put together and how much we've worked together and how much we realize, the seniors especially, we realize that this is our last time together, right? And we know that this is our last ride, and we want to leave a lasting impact and a legacy for future generations.
I think our relationship is way better than it has ever been in Williamsville history. Like, that's what we really have with each other. And then one of our mottos is hard over hype, so that's what we take.
Well, that's the one thing that we've really been building on, because I feel like that's our culture wasn't that great last year. And I feel like it starts with us older kids showing the young kids love, like I just said. and then they all see us doing good. It's kind of like a tornado effect. Like, we'll pull all the outstanders in.
The day before, we always do this thing called a commitment, and our commitment ceremony, both of us actually, we kind of said we were going to commit to be more leaders on the team and lead our team through the good and the bad in a game.
Yep. Well, this is just one step closer to the final goal. You know, this is not the final end goal. So
we scored up there, but I think there's a lot of stuff that we need to work on if we want to. We're coming to win the Open Championship, and if we want to do that, putting up only 40 against Corona is not going to do it. We had a lot of mistakes, but I mean, it's always good to celebrate a win.
Well, I think having the best online in the state, it will bring everybody up. You know what I'm saying? The running backs will get the ball moving. So we just set the tone, and then we set the road for everybody else.
I think a big thing is that we're veterans. Is the biggest. Everyone that's on our O-line right now has played on varsity before, so it's our second year, our second go at it, right? And we're all very experienced, and that's the biggest thing for me.
All right, Spurge, that was last week. Let's move on and look ahead at this week. A lot of out-of-state opponents. What do we have to look forward to?
Yeah, you talked about, we were looking at the notebook earlier, and Arizona showed out great last week against out-of-state opponents. And this week, there's even more games. Highland is going all the way to Texas. Orange Lutheran, one of the premier programs in California, coming out here to play Basha. Liberty in Nevada is playing Castile. Chandler's going to beautiful San Diego to play Cathedral Catholic, one of the top programs out there. That's going to be an exciting game. I got to watch them play each other a couple years ago, back when Dylan Raiola was the quarterback at Chandler, and they blew them out the water. But Cathedral is a team that constantly retools out there. If you can't tell, I'm from San Diego, so I know a little bit more about that program than these other ones. But there's just so many great games. Liberty's going to Utah. Shadow Ridge is going to Nevada. Higley's going to Nevada. So Arizona versus everybody, it's real, and every year we're just seeing more and more games from out-of-state opponents coming here and Arizona teams leaving the state, and they just continue to show out. So we've had a winning record the last 4 or 5 years, already off to a great start. I think it's 4-1 or 4-2 at this point based off week 1. So I expect those numbers to keep climbing this week. And the game, if you're going to go out to a game this week and watch an out-of-state team, Orange Lutheran Basha, that's probably the place to be.
Definitely. And I think the thing that's really fun about this is Arizona's on the map when it comes to high school football. I mean, cemented down. There is no argument. Maybe some people want to argue, not top 3. I think top 3. Nobody's going to argue against top 5 in the country. But I think, and also looking back, this is one of the things that just last week when we had Rick Garrettson on talked about, this is something that he's seen develop. I mean, even for us covering this year after year, there's more and more out-of-state games on the schedule. And I think it's more than just testing the waters and competition across the country. I also just think it's a great bonding experience to just try something new for the teams that are traveling. I think it's a really cool way to get out of your comfort zone, go on a road trip with your team. I'm sure memories are being built. And, for us, it just makes for really interesting, fun games to cover.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's definitely exciting to see, speaking of things continuing to grow when we come back from the break, Claudia, flag football right around the corner. I've got a cool story on one of the quarterbacks over at Campo Verde. So we'll talk more about that after the break.
With a Cardinals debit card from Desert Financial, you get official game day perks, like express stadium entry, 10% off food and drinks, exclusive ticket pricing, and 20% off at the team shop. Score your debit card from Desert Financial, the official banking partner of the Arizona Cardinals.
There's going to be a lot more games that tickets get to that price. So if you want to be a part of them, you better buy season tickets. You better do it right now. You better sell it out, because we're going to have a lot more games where this state wants to show up to. Buy your season tickets. Let's make that every single week of next year. Because why would you not want to be in that environment? That's one of the most fun places to be in college football. Why would you not want to do that every Saturday?
This is a Santan Ford announcement. Santan Ford has over 1,600 new cars and trucks in stock. All models are priced for immediate sale to make room for more arrivals. Don't wait. Head to Tim Hovey's Santan Ford in Gilbert. We are Santan Ford.
Ortho Arizona and my journey. My knees were shot, so I had double knee replacement, and I needed one of the best in rehab. Ortho Arizona encouraged and pushed me in the process. Go to orthoarizona.org. That's orthoarizona.org.
Nothing brings people and families together faster than sharing food. Great friends, memories, and good times. For over 2 generations, Valle Luna has served you the food that brought you together, and we've been proud to do so. We're fortunate to have been a part of so many stories, gatherings, and traditions that continue on today and will tomorrow. Start a tradition of your own. Come taste authentic Sonoran-style food with your family and friends here with us at Valle Luna.
Visit us at Harrah's Auction Casino in the city of Maricopa, where you'll find play for all and friendly people ready to welcome you like family.
Welcome back, you two.
As the official sponsor of Play and the only casino in Arizona with Caesars Rewards, see what a difference it makes to play where your fun is our top priority. Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all.
To the top, till I get to the top. I keep on rocking till I get to the top. Yeah, I keep on rocking till I get to the top. Let's go. I keep on rocking till I get to the top. Can't stop, won't stop, and I never will. I keep on rocking till I get to the top. I keep on rocking till I get to the top. That's right. I keep on rocking till I get to the top. Can't stop, won't stop, and I never will.
Welcome back into Bleacher Talk. I'm Claudia Collins alongside Jordan Spurgeon. We were just talking about tackle football, but now we want to move on and talk about girls flag football, which is just growing year after year in our state. Spurge, you got to talk with a quarterback that everybody should know about. Is that right?
Yeah, everyone needs to know the name Izzy Pap. She's out at Campo Verde right now, 2 years in. She is the all-time passing yards leader, over 8,000 passing yards in 2 seasons. Led her team to a 5A championship 2 years ago. Last year just fell shy, but now in her senior season, just being the person and the leader and the athlete that she is as a competitor is just ready to get this season rolling. And things might look a little bit different at Campo Verde this year, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think Izzy Pap is the leader, and she's someone that's going to continue to push the envelope in girls flag football. So here's more on Izzy Pap. Out at Campo Verde High School, a star quarterback is getting ready for her senior season. On the field, she's described with one word:
competitor. She will always compete.
Izzy Pap fell in love with flag football as a little girl. Now, she is the current all-time passing yards leader in the AIA flag football record books. With 8,402 yards to her name, she cemented herself as a pioneer in State 48.
Personally, being there for the girls who are younger than me and have a chance to play it all 4 years and have a chance to grow into it as it becomes a sport that is as big as girls basketball or even as big as boys football, I think that's really amazing. And to be there for those girls and kind of be a pioneer of it, I think I'm really honored. I think that means a lot more than just having my name in a record book or being mentioned in some articles. I think it's the legacy that you're going to leave for those younger girls.
When you meet Izzy, you can immediately tell she is humble and a natural-born leader.
Her leadership that she brings to the program and any team is something that every team really wants.
She's truly one of the kindest, most caring people that I've been around. So I'm very proud of her, and she reminds me of what the best of us are and what I hope to be like every day.
A love for the Campo Verde community sparks her passion to see everyone thrive.
I've been involved with Campo since like first grade. They host a summertime weights camp, and I was doing it when I was like second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade.
I've asked her to help me with the summer strength and conditioning camp, and it's been amazing. We have 5th and 6th grade kids, 7th and 8th grade kids, and high school kids, and her kindness and compassion, it's just contagious. She lights up the weight room when she's lifting, she lights up the classrooms when she's in class, and we're really, really fortunate to have her, and she makes a big impact on our student body.
Now, her attention turns to one final high school flag football season, with an eye on a second title and a heart set on enjoying the ride with her teammates.
I'm looking forward to just getting to know all these girls and finishing it with the girls I started with. We have a bunch of girls that, I'm looking at them over there, that I started this with, and I never thought we'd get it this far. And I think it's really beautiful that I've been able to share this journey with them, and just, they're such great people that I'm really going to be lifelong friends with them, and I'm excited to end this chapter with them.
Just getting to know her and seeing the way the different teachers and coaches talk about her, it's clear that she is somebody that other girls that want to play flag football and beyond should be looking up to. She's somebody that is ready to go to college and hopes to play, whether it's a varsity level flag football sport or a club, just depends on the school fit because she really cares about her education. She wants to go down a sports business tree and work around sports, which is always fun to hear for us when we see others that want to continue to do that. So best of luck to her this year. Flag football again, games start September 15th, so it's right around the corner. There's all kinds of stories and different games that we'll try to follow, and we will be following us and our team throughout the season. So definitely excited for that to get rolling. But when we come back, social spotlight time with Eliav. Goodbye. Football season is here, and you can find all of our coverage on sports360az.com. Catch Bleacher Talk, Recruiting Roundup, and so much more in the high school and college space right here on sports360az.com.
With a Cardinals debit card from Desert Financial, you get official game day perks, like express stadium entry, 10% off food and drinks, exclusive ticket pricing, and 20% off at the team shop. Score your debit card from Desert Financial, the official banking partner of the Arizona Cardinals.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
Now bust a move, bust a move, bust a move.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
Ortho Arizona and my journey. My knees were shot, so I had double knee replacement, and I needed one of the best in rehab. Ortho Arizona encouraged and pushed me in the process. Go to orthoarizona.org. That's orthoarizona.org.
Welcome everyone under the lights at Mountain America Stadium. Boy, look at this stadium. If you're not here, shame on you. Go up and go get it, young man. What a catch.
Buy your season tickets, because why would you not want to be in that environment?
Welcome back into Bleacher Talk. I'm Jordan Spurgeon alongside Claudia Collins, and it's time for Social Spotlight. So, Eliav, goodbye. You were working hard this past week. Games on Thursday, games on Fridays. So many Arizona guys to keep up with over the weekend. So, Eliav, what are the goods this week?
Yes, I was so excited to be out at all these games. Really get a feel that football season is in full swing. I know all you Arizonans are excited about that. I was excited to see a Chandler alum, Eli Sanders, for USC, score his first touchdown, a 72-yarder, as the tweet says, galloping his way for the TD. Let's hear from Eli after the game.
What's up, Trojan family? We just caught a W at the Coliseum. What a great win. Come out to the next week. Saturday, we got Georgia Southern. Come on, fight on.
Eli wasn't the only Arizona alum to impress this past weekend. Claudia, who did you see out there?
I mean, I'm going to bring up Nico Marchiol. A couple years ago, we were singing Country Roads after a football game here in Arizona. And now I think, honestly, and this goes for a lot of who we're speaking about in this segment, it's just a great example of like finding your fit when it comes to your college recruitment, waiting it out, earning the spot. I feel like we see with the transfer portal a lot of movement. But he knew West Virginia was a place that eventually, if he played and waited and did his job right, that he would get the starting spot. And, I've got lots of family in West Virginia that's really excited to see this Arizona homegrown boy finally getting that position. So he had a great game. I think it's a great showing. And, for the sake of the sanity of my family, I hope it's a great season for Nico and the Mountaineers.
And another guy too that we have to watch out for, and it's kind of a similar story there. It's Devin Dampier. The national spotlight is all on him now. He did sort of the opposite of Nico. He went where he could play right away, and he fell in love with his offensive coordinator. They become a really good pair. His offensive coordinator moves to Utah, a team that's needed better offense the last few years. Devin follows, and now all of a sudden, week one overreactions are ablaze all over college football, but there are people saying Utah could win the national championship. They were so impressed with Devin Dampier, at least the Big 12 this year. So he definitely had a great game. I'm glad that people get to see what we've been seeing since he was a 16, 17-year-old kid. And he just continues to be a gamer. He's one of those guys that just has that moxie. You might look at some of the things and say, I don't know how this translates. It doesn't matter. He just gets the job done. And we're seeing that here in week one for Utah. Big performance on the ground and through the air against UCLA. So super excited that his name's going to be very well known nationally by the end of the season, and definitely excited to see that.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Spurge, because it's nothing new to us. We say that a lot around here. Nothing new to us because, of course, we have our hand on the pulse of Arizona high school football always. Desert Edge got their win this past weekend again, and it came with a very meaningful moment. Kevin McCabe put this up. Aiden Honeywood of Desert Edge, the wide receiver, got a 38-yard touchdown reception, making it 27-19 and sealing the win for them this past summer. Unfortunately, Aiden tragically lost his dad, and he spoke a little bit on what it meant to him to score that night.
He did a lot, man. He put me in football when I was 5 years old, playing tackle, straight tackle, no flag, none of that. And he pushed me through everything. He told me how to work. He taught me how to do everything. He taught me how to hit, how to be strong, how to be a man. And I love him for that. I miss him.
Breaks your heart to hear that, he had to honor his dad rather than his dad being in the stands. But Claudia, I mean, a special moment for him being able to at least have that moment of honoring him.
I think that's one of the things that's so special about sports in general and why we do what we do. Like, it's things like this. There's so much more than just the game or just the player or the statistics. And obviously, all of those things worked out wonderfully for Desert Edge. But it's, guys playing for a purpose bigger than themselves. And I really believe that, like, every single one of these guys, we look at them and we think, they're in high school and yeah, they're probably off doing silly things and they're off time that we don't want to know about. But at the end of the day, everyone's human and everybody has purpose. And I think a lot of these guys are really, really playing with a purpose.
Now we're going to end it on a positive note. I was out at Hamilton at ALA Queen Creek. Hamilton ended up winning that game, but I already had one of my highlights before the game even got started. We see the horse before the game, and another horse, by the way, just in case, back behind this one, kind of their mascot, if you will. Now, I don't want Peter to come after me. I'm just saying, if we can somehow respectfully bring in and reintroduce more live mascots, that would just be so awesome because I love seeing these animals at these games, Spurge. I mean, look at the beauty.
He is beauty, and that horse is awesome. I'm glad they've kind of learned to have someone behind in case things happen. I know last year there was a delay in a game about 20 minutes when a horse decided to take care of business right at midfield before kickoff. So definitely cool to see. But live mascots are great. Up at UW with the Husky, that's always cool to see, and Georgia with the Bulldog. I mean, you gotta love live mascots, and there's a room for error with any kind of mascot. Even Oregon over the weekend, their mascot lost his head in the duck, and that's a big no-no for the human mascots to lose your head like that. So you don't have that with animals, so that is a bonus if you're trying to sell that.
I had a different perspective on this. I was thinking, what if our high schools here did it? And I personally would take issue with scorpions taking over the field, or
A wolf.
snakes, or what. Actually, I like snakes. So personally, that would be better for me. As far as live mascots here, yeah, we've got the horse. I can think, Queen Creek has a bulldog they bring out that's adorable and usually wears like a cute outfit. So like those I'm all for, but yeah, I don't want a painted jersey on a scorpion at Desert Edge. That's not the move for me. So I just totally, when we were talking about this beforehand, I was thinking, how does this fit in here? And I'm thinking of our mascots, and most of them are mountains and things like mountain lions, I guess. But no. Scorpions was the first thing that came to mind. That would not go for me.
Okay, we're steering clear of scorpions. We appreciate you though, for the mascot that you are. That's all we have for Social Spotlight.
Eliel, thanks again for scouring the internet to find the best of the best. Thank you for joining us for our first week of Bleacher Talk, where we just get to be full on Arizona high school football. We've got a full season ahead. You know where to find us at sports360az.com.
With a Cardinals debit card from Desert Financial, you get official game day perks, like express stadium entry, 10% off food and drinks, exclusive ticket pricing, and 20% off at the team shop. Score your debit card from Desert Financial, the official banking partner of the Arizona Cardinals.
This is a Santan Ford announcement. Santan Ford has over 1,600 new cars and trucks in stock. All models are priced for immediate sale to make room for more arrivals. Don't wait. Head to Tim Hovig's Santan Ford in Gilbert.
We are Santan Ford.
Discover more Play for All at Harrah's Octin Casino.
Hi, folks. Here are your drinks.
Where having fun means racking up reward credits with the Caesars Rewards loyalty program that can be redeemed for food, free play, hotel stays, and more. Not only here in the city of Maricopa, but also at more than 50 Caesars properties coast to coast. From Harrah's Las Vegas to Caesars Palace in Atlantic City. What are you waiting for? Play for All at Harrah's Octin Casino, the official sponsor of Play.
Nothing brings people and families together faster than sharing food. Great friends, memories, and good times. For over 2 generations, Valle Luna has served you the food that brought you together, and we've been proud to do so. We're fortunate to have been a part of so many stories, gatherings, and traditions that continue on today and will tomorrow. Start a tradition of your own. Come taste authentic Sonoran-style food with your family and friends here with us at Valle Luna.